G'day guys and welcome back to another episode on the podcast. This is now take 2 of this episode because I tried going into a higher frame rate on my camera to make the quality better for you guys and it fucked me over. My entire face was literally black. Like you could only see my teeth moving. So it was pretty stuffed. If I stutter, slur my words a little bit, just understand it's really hot and my aircon isn't working properly, so I am just trying to, I'm trying to get this done basically. But yeah, we've got another Let Me Chat episode on the agenda, and I was a fan and you guys were clearly a fan of, I guess, the format that I did my Let Me Chat episode in. Yeah, you guys liked how I literally just went through my notes and shared with you guys the random thoughts and epiphanies and ideas and everything that I have over the past month and share it with you guys. So that's what we're doing today. I guess before we get into that, in terms of how the podcast is going and everything with me, I'll be making an effort to reach out to other Melbourne creators and just get their idea on a lot of stuff about equipment. I'm pretty good with, I guess, my planning of videos and the style that I want to go for, but I know I'm trying to enter into a more lifestyle kind of content on YouTube especially, and that'll help me with getting more videos out on TikTok and Instagram indirectly, but I want to head more into that stuff, and I'm trying to prepare to get some more equipment and stuff for that. So I've been reaching out to a lot of content creators, and I'll be honest, a lot of them are like really helpful. Like gotta give a big shout out to Tom Rowland. He's on D&M Cast, and he was so helpful. Like I gave him a message straight away asking if people wanted to catch up, and he responded within an hour. And super good communicator. Like he is an unreal communicator, and helped me out so much, and gave me so many ideas and so many things that I can do with my podcast to be able to branch it out a bit. So a big shout out to him and a couple other people as well, like even just my mates who are giving me some ideas of stuff to do for content ideas. So yeah, in that sense, we're going places. Hopefully we can go places this year. Some big stuff, like I've been looking at cameras to get and saving up for a camera for my Thailand trip so that I can vlog the entire thing and make some series out of it for you guys. Because I think that'll be sick. Because I would want to see that stuff. I think travel vlogs are the coolest things as well, and I want to make content that I can watch myself. Into the notes, into the epiphanies, into the, I guess, ideas and stuff that I've been writing down. The first thought is people need to learn to speak their mind to anyone they meet. But in conjunction, they need to learn to overcome the embarrassment of the potential reactions they will receive. Once you learn this trait, you begin to filter out people you do and don't need in your life. People who accept your morals and people who enjoy your thoughts, or even find it entertaining, will stay. The people that don't agree and don't reciprocate your energy level will leave. So if you want the easiest blueprint to get rid of people you don't like and the people you do like to stay, start saying how you really feel. I guess this one just came up. I was just making myself a tea one night, and most of this happens like at that point for some reason. It's a weird thing. Whenever I'm making my tea, I just think about my day and reflect on everything, and I just thought about the amount of people that I indirectly pushed away and filtered out of my life just from being who I am. And starting with, I guess, doing social media and, I guess, not going with the crowd and not seeking attention, or, I guess, expressing my actual sense of humor, or really putting an effort to the people that I enjoyed being around. I think that was a big one. Not just hanging out with people just for the sake of, trying to make a lot of friends. Actually hanging out with people that I enjoy being around and that boost me, that boost my morale and make me feel like a better person and make me a better person. Those are the people that I want to hang around. And that was probably the easiest way for me to filter through. And yeah, a lot of time, like, people can only fake being with others that they don't agree with and that they don't actually enjoy being around. A lot of time, like through high school, you would just hang out with the popular people just because you want to be popular. And you can only do that for so long because it becomes so draining and so overbearing because you don't actually like that person. And then eventually, once you cut them off just by being who you are, it releases this weight off your shoulders. And it almost organically happens once you finish high school because you're not with the people 5, maybe even 6 days a week. You get to choose. You get to actually put an effort and take time and choose who you're going to be hanging around with. The next one is the idea of me leaving an intimate relationship scares me more than being left from a strong platonic relationship. I think this is the reason why I'm always so friendly to women that I find attractive and or like, because I'm scared of the idea of me having to leave them / them leaving me because it scares me the most. And then underneath I wrote, I'm going cuckoo, because I've never been in a long-term relationship before. So there's no reason for me to be thinking about relationships, but I just think a shitload. I think a lot. But yeah, I think it was more I was probably just thinking about the talking stages that I've last had and just realizing, like, yeah, I was probably scared of pursuing that. I could have done so many things different and whatnot, but I can't change that now. But yeah, just the idea of, I guess, being in an intimate relationship scares me because of that intimacy part, like whatever, like sex and shit. Yeah, like all that stuff. I guess you can latch onto it because it's a pretty serious thing, being intimate with someone, in my opinion, and it's something that you can kind of latch onto. Like that's the person that I was intimate with. It's a pretty serious thing, and you don't really have that in a platonic relationship. And especially with men, because most of the time they're not emotionally connected, they don't know what's going on in each other's head. And a lot of the time men don't talk about how they're actually feeling, if they're going through a rough patch, if they need help. They don't offer their mate that emotional connection. And I think because of that, blokes usually separate a lot easier and a lot quicker. Whereas women are very emotionally intelligent and they're always sharing their feelings with their mates. So their friendships usually fade away a lot slower. They usually take more time, or there's a big fucking mishap in the friendship. Someone's got in with someone's ex, or someone was talking shit behind their back. Something like that. Whereas guys can kind of just like straight away, I can't click with this finger, but that was still shit. But they can just stop being mates with someone pretty quickly because blokes don't usually share their emotions that often. And because there's no emotion shared, there's not really something for a guy or girl, for someone to latch onto. When you're not intimate with another person and you have no emotional connection with them, I guess kind of ditching that friendship is a lot easier. And that's something that I'm scared of in an intimate relationship. Having the intimacy and the emotional connection, it's hard for me to, I guess, let that go. There's some like even mates that I had that I don't really talk to anymore, haven't seen in a while, or make any effort to talk to at all. And I have had that emotional connection with them, I do think I obviously think about them sometimes. Like I think, fuck, what are they doing nowadays? Like when we were mates, I was fun as, but they're out of my lives for certain reasons. Like I said, I just had to be who I am, and it filters out the people that I do and don't want in my life. Whether I agree with it or not, it's fate. Everything happens for a reason. The next one is people don't forget people's names because they have a bad memory. They forget their name because their image and presence isn't memorable. As bad as it sounds, if they weren't funny, talkative, outgoing, attractive, well dressed, the life of the party, or even just a really nice person, you won't be remembered. People don't remember names. They remember memories. And this just literally happened with me at work. And this is just like an ongoing thing. I would just have customers rolling through. I'm serving probably, I don't know, 100 customers a day on a normal day. Say that. We just serve 100 customers in a 7-hour shift. And most of the time I'll remember 2 or 3 people from my shift because they were talking to me as a person. They weren't talking to me like a fucking robot. Get me this shoe. Hey! Oi! Can you get me these? And I'm just walking over like, sure mate, I'll get them for you. Like I'll have a Chinese lady come in, can't speak a lick of English, and this actually happened, she comes up to me and just goes, help! Help! And I was just like, what the fuck? And then she just holds up a pair of shorts. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I immediately call over one of the girls in clothing. I'm like, can you help this lady out? And I just fucked off straight away because I was not fucking dealing with that shit. But yeah, like I'll just have a customer that comes in, literally ask me how my day's, like that's how easy it is. They ask me how my day's going, and 95% of the time, I'll be completely honest. I'll be like, it's been busy as I'm stuffed. Or depending how older they are, if they're younger, if they're around my age, I'll just be like, yeah, it's been fucked. Like I'll be casual about it. But most of the time, it's in parents or some sort. I'm like, yeah, it's been busy as. And they just talk to me like, oh, do you usually work on reg? Like, how long's your shift? Most of the older blokes, they'll be like, oh, do you play footy? And then we'll just be talking about that, and then we'll get each other's name, and I can remember them straight away. Like, I still remember this one guy that came in, and we talked for genuinely 40 minutes straight about his trip to Port Douglas. And his name was Paul. His name was Paul, and we were talking for 40 minutes, and that's when I was injured, and I couldn't move off the door. So I was stuck there the entire time, and Paul and I were talking for 40 minutes, and that was the best part of my entire shift. You need to have something to remember. You can't expect to be remembered from being there, from being a presence. Like a lot of time when I see a girl, so I meet a girl at a party, have a conversation with her, and she's really attractive, and I only talk to her for maybe 2 minutes, I'll remember her because of that, because there's something distinctive about her. The next one is, you're taken seriously through your consistency. When you show up early consistently, people are going to assume you're going to be early. When you take the piss the entire time, people are going to expect that you're going to take the piss. When you're serious all the time, people are going to expect you to be serious. When you eat well all the time, people are going to expect you to eat a good meal, even when you're out. If you're always social with people, they're going to be expecting you to be the person to introduce them to new people. And I guess it's just, you are what you preach. If you keep doing something consistently over and over again, you're going to be known for that. And it's the same thing with people forgetting your names. Maybe they forget your name, but they'll remember you because of something. They'll remember you because you take the piss a lot. They will remember you because you're always serious. They will remember you because you're really social, or they'll remember you because you're the person that showed up on time. It's just little stuff like that. That one I can't remember how I came across that. Probably making a tea, but yeah. And then this last one is also work related, but I said, if you're able to say that to a brick wall, it's not a conversation, you're just speaking at one another. And this thought was, I guess, ignited through me watching the Zerky show. And it's this one bloke, I'll tag him below, but in one of his videos, he's away in Canada, and he was talking about how these Canadian girls were just yelling at each other and just trying to yell over the top of each other, and they were just not having a conversation. They were just talking at each other. And that made me realize, like, back to work, working in retail, it's a lot of dealing with people. And a lot of the time, they don't actually talk to you. They're just talking at you. They obviously want something. They want a product, whatnot, and they don't care. And even most of the time when they try and converse with you, it's pretty much just, I could just put up a fucking wall and you could say the exact same thing and it would make no difference. It doesn't even matter what I respond with, their response was always going to be the same to mine. But yeah, that brings us to the end of this episode. I hope you guys enjoy. Hopefully I wasn't slurring too much, but it's fucking boiling. Like, my legs are soaking right now in sweat on my seat. But that brings us to the end of this episode. I'll make sure to try and get another episode out by the end of this week, hopefully by Sunday. But yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy.